Okay, so Stephen A. Smith is in a lot of hot water again after his latest monologue on First Take during a segment about Caitlin Clark. So recently, both he and Shannon Sharpe have been receiving a ton of criticism from their own community for calling out Team USA for leaving Clark off the Olympic squad, and the backlash these two received was pretty harsh in my opinion. Personally, I feel this whole Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark race baiting is all being propped up by social media. It's a slow news cycle right now with the NFL in the offseason and the NBA finals coming to a close, so all you ever hear are stories about the WNBA right now. It doesn't help that ESPN and other networks have been stoking the flames, making this all about race to the point where current WNBA player DeJounte Carrington called out Caitlin Clark on Twitter over her supporters. Here's what her tweet wrote. How can one not be bothered by their name being used to justify racism, bigotry, misogyny, xenophobia, homophobia, and the intersectionalities of them? All is nuts. We all see the shit. We all have a platform. We all have a voice, and they all hold weight. Silence is a luxury. Anyways, listen to what Stephen A. Smith said on First Take yesterday because this had so many people fuming as he tried to connect Caitlin Clark to former US President Donald Trump. Have a listen.
There's a broader issue here that can't be escaped. And that is this. She is a white young lady. And she's been a magnet in a way that has benefited the league in ways that others have not, even though their efforts have been worthy and deserving of being as celebrated, if not even more celebrated. And it's a reminder that no matter how far we believe that we have advanced as a society, there's still such a long way to go, because in the end, if you're white, you're bright, you're right, and as a result, the shine comes your way in the eyes of a lot of people in America. Let's transition. Very uncomfortable to touch on, but just factually correct. You have somebody that's a presidential candidate. What is his claim to fame? Make America great again. What have people interpreted that to mean? Make America white again. These are the things that critics have said. He has his supporters spanning the tens of millions. There are others on the other side having tens of millions of the supporters on their side. What has that led to? A divide. It is not a divide that is created. It is a divide that's illuminated because it's highlighting and showing that it's been in existence all along. It hasn't gone anywhere. As we travel for the NBA Finals, and Shanae is here with yours truly, and Kendrick Perkins and Brian Windhorst and stuff like that. Yeah, in the city of Dallas, we're chilling, this metropolis, and, we're having a good time. Go to some of the outskirts of Texas. Go to some of the outskirts of Florida. Go to some of the outskirts of various places throughout this country, and you see places that ain't trying to hear all of that. It was the way that it was, and we ain't trying to change it for anybody. We holding on to this, whatever that it may be. And as a result of that, we find ourselves on too many occasions witnessing the conflict that we thought had subsided, that we thought had evaporated before our very eyes. And what we've learned is it has not. It has not. So when Carrington spoke up, I got where she was coming from. I certainly don't hold Caitlin Clark accountable for that. But what Caitlin Clark has to understand is that it's not really you personally. It's you, the figure. It's you, the prop per se, that is being utilized to address a bigger point. If we could do it, everybody has done it. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and others were trying to make things happen in the 50s, in the 60s. Rosa Parks refusing to give us a seat up on a bus. Everybody knows that was something that was orchestrated because a bigger issue needed to be addressed, and they had to find the right person to address it. And throughout history, we've seen a plethora of things transpire and take place where an individual had the light shined on them, and it was orchestrated and plotted and planned because a bigger message and a bigger issue needed to be addressed, but the right person needed to come along to give us the license to address it. And it might not have been through their own volition, but it happens. Caitlin Clark is a wonderful basketball player who I think is going to be a star in this league. And she is box office, and she does generate ratings, and all of those things are true. But the fact that she is a young white lady And the world has gravitated to her the way that they have, in a way they have done for no one else in the 28-year history of the WNBA. And Lord knows how long Team USA has been into existence. It's just further evidence of the times that we're living in, but most importantly, the times we've been living in, and the progress that purportedly has been made, although it has existed to some degree, doesn't negate the fact that we can't gloss over the reality of what we're exposed to every single day. That is what Janae has spoken about. That is what Carrington was alluding to. That is what a plethora of people within the WNBA and within the world is alluding to today. Yo, y'all, there's still a lot of work to be done because things haven't changed nearly as much as we would like to believe. Period.